What is up, everyone? I'm coming on here for a couple of plays for today. Now, if you tailed my entry yesterday, you are probably pretty frustrated because we missed by 0.5 kills right here for Ruler. And yeah, I mean, when a play like this happens, it's super frustrating because everything was there, everything was in place. This team did go ahead and 3-0 their opponent. They completely destroyed them and dominated them. And everything I talked about yesterday, and we just came up literally one kill too short. So, when plays like this happen, I try not to beat myself up too much because, there's just times in games where sometimes, one random kill could happen. Like, let's say this guy does get 17 kills instead of 16 kills, then the play hits, and then, you could pat yourself on the back all day and be like, man, I knew it. What a great call. I knew he was going to get over 16.5 kills, but he does end up getting 16 kills. And, I can't be mad about this entry. Was extremely close. We set ourselves up for success. And this is how sports betting happens sometimes, right? This is how it is sometimes. It's really frustrating where you miss by 0.5. I do want to go into the plays, into the game a little bit. And just as I said, you have Gen G, which is like the 2018 Warriors, the 2016 Warriors, whatever. And they're just insanely good. They're the best team in the world. I said they would probably 3-0 their opponent. They're pretty much 50-50 odds to 3-0 their opponent. And they do go ahead and the first game go 15-4. Ruler gets 9 kills, and you'll see that the Gala guy who he's up against, this is pretty much his opponent, gets 0 kills because the team that Ruler's on, Gen G, the best team in the world, completely dominates. Second game, same story, 16-7, right? You have Ruler getting 5 kills. You have Gala getting 0 kills. We pretty much just needed Ruler to get 3 or more kills into this game, and he would have went ahead and won in that third map and would have went over and got 17 kills. And then what do you know on the third map? He only gets 2 kills, very unfortunately. I don't even know how he gets 2 kills. He got the lowest amount of kills on his team other than this guy Duro, who, like, these guys don't get that many kills. And I talk about this sometimes, but in League of Legends there's positions, and these two guys right here, Chovy and Ruler, in this team, and this is true with all League of Legends, they normally get the most amount of kills. They're called the carries, okay? One is called the AP carry, one's called the AD carry. I don't want to get too much into the weeds of what that means. You guys can look up if you want what that means, the AD carry and the AP carry, but they're pretty much the goal scorers, right? They're the Cristiano Ronaldos of their team. They're the guys who get a lot of goals. They're the flashy players. And this guy, yeah, he only got 2 kills in that second map, which is unfortunate. And you'll see actually Gala, who got 0 kills in the games prior, gets 3 kills. So somehow Gala got more kills than Ruler in the third game. So really frustrating stuff. I do want to reemphasize, I want to emphasize that this is true with all games, all right? So this is 2 Korean teams playing each other. I believe this was 2 Korean teams right here. I know Gen G's Korean. This is a game going on right now that is actually American team versus a South American team. They're doing this kind of like intercontinental tournament going on right now. And they just finished their second game, actually. But if you look at the first game, the North American team ends up winning 19-4. So what do you know, right? These guys all get a lot of kills. 6 kills here, 0 kills over here. We actually bet on this Bull guy, by the way, to go under. So we'll see how that plays out. And then the second map, a different story, right? You have 11-20, and you have not as many kills over here on the North American team, and you have a lot more kills on the South American team because they go ahead and win this game. So again, this is true with all League of Legends. If you went and just played League of Legends and downloaded it on your computer, this would be true of the game that you played, right, at a very amateur level. But in the pro level, it's true of that in the Korean League, in the North American League, in the South American League, all different types of leagues. When you win, you get a lot of kills. When you lose, you do not get that many kills, okay? So keep that in mind. That's why we bet a ton on League of Legends, especially in a correlated manner. Now, this pick down here does unfortunately miss as well. What sucks is that this pick and this pick both miss, right? Even though this one was extremely close, this one not as close at all. But they both miss, and they're both going to go down in the L column. But at the end of the day, we do know it was very, very close, of course. With Underdog, we have had a little bit of a bumpy road the past couple of days here. Last week, it felt like nothing was ever missing on Underdog. I might have a screenshot here, but yeah, this is a screenshot of 7 different Underdog bets, and all 7 of these ended up hitting last week. I think this was last week, or maybe like 5 days ago or something. Yeah, you'll see like March 8th and stuff. And this week it's been a little bit more bumpy on Underdog, but that's to be expected. If you guys ever think that everything is going to ever hit, you're probably in a mindset where you just think that, I don't know, you're probably not in a good mindset, because that's never going to happen, where just everything is always going to hit, and we just unlock some crazy, cheat code where everything's going to hit or miss, right? You have to stay level-headed. You have to understand that over a long period of time, we will profit on Underdog. I can almost guarantee you that, right? I don't want to guarantee anything when it comes to money and your own money and stuff, but long period of time we're going to win on underdog. You'll see that over the next couple of months. Is everything always going to hit all the time? No, that would be crazy to think that. We do have a play right here, like I said, with Bull. He just finished up his second game, as you guys saw, is that North American, South American team. He's at right around 30, so unless he goes into this third map and has just an absolutely crazy game and gets like 20 kills, he's probably not going to get over his line. So, and we did take the under, so this is good to see right here. So it does look like we're knock on wood, going to hit one on underdog right here. And then yesterday's play of the day with Coconut and Lacerda, this is set up for us at 3 p.m. And I do want to say that Lacerda has now bumped to 15.5. So we took him at 13.5. He's now bumped up to 15.5. So again, these lines are very soft on underdog, which is a big reason why I like underdog. And then again, the ONYX play, Walter Clayton Jr. over 3.5 assists does actually go ahead and hit as well for us on ONYX. So that's nice to see, right? We almost clean swept the board. If Roller gets one more kill, we would have hit, and then we would have hit on ONYX, and we would have hit Coconut with Lacerda already bumped up by 2 kills. So potentially could have clean swept. Obviously, Ruler does throw a wrench in things, and it's unfortunate of that. If you guys do not know, everything is tracked on this channel. I track ONYX, REBET, PrizePicks, Underdog. Everything is tracked throughout the months. We're about 2.5 months into the year so far. Doing good, up close to 100 units or something throughout this year. My goal is to try to get to 500 plus units up of an increase in 2026. If that sounds very out of the realm of possibility, we actually did 600 units in 2024, and we did right around 300 units in 2025. Okay, so I'm looking to actually hit in the middle of the past 2 years, which is about 500 units. So definitely not out of question there, and going to keep building up and keep grinding, of course. So let's get into the first pick of the day. It's going to be Grant Williams over 1.5 3-pointers made in this Heat and Hornets game going on at 6 p.m. Central Time, guys. This is a plus 159 odds. I would take this all the way down to plus 140. Okay, so I really like this play. If you do not have ONYX odds yet, I highly recommend it. Text me ONYX. My number is up here. It is 512-270-0440. So swipe up on your phone, text me ONYX right now. If you are watching this video, you'll get $100 in free picks. All you have to do is spend $10. Yeah, really simple entry here. Grant Williams over 1.5 3-pointers made over the past 2 weeks. We're on a really good run on ONYX. Again, about the past 2-3 days, I think we went like 0-2. But if you look over the past 2 weeks, we're like 11-3 or 11-2 or something like that. And then again, with this play with Walter Clayton Jr., we did go ahead and hit. So over the past 2.5 weeks, we are I think 12-4 maybe on these picks, on these straight bets, as I call them. So here's another straight bet for you guys today. So we're on a really good run here. I have a lot of apps you guys can sign up for and get 1 month, 2 months free of the VIP. I want to run through them very quick. You can sign up for Novig. You can sign up for Sleeper and do the same, 2 months free. You'll get a $10 deposit. If you deposit $10, I'm going to Venmo or Cash App you back the $10 that you put in. So that's really simple, no risk whatsoever. You're putting 10 in, and then I'm repaying you the $10. So Novig, Sleeper, you have Kalshi you guys can sign up for. You have Rebet you guys can sign up for, and Underdog, of course. And some of these picks, some of these apps I have picks for in this video. Some of them I don't. But again, you guys know that there's a lot of opportunities to get into my VIP. Just text me one word, whether it's Underdog, ONYX, Novig, Sleeper, whatever it is, and I'll get you guys the instructions to go ahead and sign up for that. All right. So Underdog play of the day, I believe this is like a 3.25x or something like that. Okay, so it's not a 3.5x. The reason being is because the multiplier on one of these guys, I believe is this guy right here, this Jizo guy right here, his multiplier is like a little bit different or something. But this is going to be the play of the day on Underdog. As I guys showed you with yesterday's Underdog play, the play has already bumped up by 2 kills. Okay, so try to get these in as soon as possible. With these League of Legends, Counter-Strike, Valorant picks, I know what I'm doing to find value. A lot of times when I take someone at 23.5 under, they'll bump down to at least 22 or 22.5 by game time. Okay, so take this guy under, take Storms in under 11 kills on map 1. Again, make sure the time's correct, make sure it's Galoras versus IMBR, make sure it's Here We Go Again versus Uno Milli. Okay, take the extra second to make sure that you're playing these plays as I have them in the video. The worst thing possible is when we hit and you didn't hit because, you know, maybe you took storms in like tomorrow's game or something, because a lot of these esports guys, they play a game like every day, right? It's their job to play these video games, and sometimes they'll have games scheduled sometimes multiple times a day because, you know, it's not like it's that taxing on their body. They can just play the video game pretty much all day. All right, so here is the play of the day for Underdog. Hopefully you guys can get that in. And then here's the play of the day for PrizePicks. All right, we have another discount. It's Taco Tuesday. For Taco Tuesday, I always like sending out my favorite League of Legends pick. So SGA is the taco, pretty safe taco. I'm pretty happy about that one. And we're going to take him over, obviously. Whatever taco ends up happening today, just sub it in for this SGA taco. It'll probably be like an NHL one. We might get some sort of March Madness one or something like that. But yeah, this is going to be our taco play of the day. And then my favorite pick here is Clear. And we're going to take him over 9 kills, okay? I like him at 9. I like him at 9.5. And very similar to what I said about Gen G, guys, we have a really solid team, which is BFX, and then we have a kind of middle-of-the-road team, which is TSW. Now, BFX is actually favored to 3-0 TSW, okay? So as I said, the past 2 videos, if you guys listen, is that when a team wins, they get more kills. When a team loses, they get less kills. Now, one thing that I like about this is BFX is obviously highly favored in this game. They're favored to actually go 3-0, which is going to mean more kills for Clear. And on top of that, this TSW team is actually a Taiwanese team. And the Taiwanese teams, they are very aggressive in this game, okay? So they normally get a lot of kills, a lot of deaths. There's just a lot of action normally. It's a fun game to watch whenever you watch these teams play because there's a lot of action, there's a lot of back and forth, and there's just a lot of volatility, so to speak, in these games. Now, I showed you guys with Gen G here. Gen G is the opposite of that. They're a very slow-paced, controlling team. That's why you're going to see a lot of like 15-4, 16-7, 15-9. When you watch this TSW team play, you're going to see a lot of like 30-20 or 25-20. You're just going to see a lot of action, a lot of kills happening. So this is another reason why I like this play. So 2 reasons. You have BFX, the better team. They're favored to go 3-0. At the worst case, they probably go 2-1, which is going to mean two wins and 1 loss. And then you have a very volatile, aggressive team playing them where they might, you know, run in and have a lot of deaths, run in and get a lot of kills. And that's just going to mean higher kill totals for Clear in general because he's going to have more opportunities to get those kills, okay? So very good play right here. Very good play on Underdog, and then very good play on ONYX, of course, guys. Very close to the clean sweep yesterday. Would have been nice to have. Ruler, unfortunately, you know, he needed 1 more kill, and we would have had it right there as another 5x on the week. But, you know, it is what it is, guys. Let's keep chugging along, and let's keep profiting long term, as you guys know. And I will see you guys in tomorrow's video for some more action.